Okay, let's unpack this. When you think of the tech companies really driving things forward, building big market share, Celestica Inc., CLS probably isn't the first name that jumps out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you haven't been watching tech earnings super closely, you might have even missed them entirely.
Yeah.
But as we're about to explore, well, overlooking Celestica, that would be a mistake.
Oh, it truly would. While all the spotlights are on the big consumer tech names, Celestica is kind of quietly building this really solid foundation behind the scenes.
Right.
They're a foundational tech player, really involved in AI infrastructure. They've got these optimized supply chains, critical defense contracts, and importantly, they deliver real profits. They're showing real traction.
That's a great setup. So our mission today really is to pop the hood on this Toronto-based tech enabler.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to figure out why this quiet player might still have a lot more room to run, even after that impressive growth in 2023 and 2024. Think of this deep dive as your shortcut, really, to understanding a crucial, maybe often missed part of the whole tech ecosystem. So, okay, if they're such a big deal behind the scenes, why aren't they, a household name? What exactly does Celestica do?
That's the perfect place to start. See, Celestica isn't consumer-facing.
Ah, okay.
So their products don't usually end up directly in your hands. They operate behind the curtain, providing these really complex hardware solutions.
Cool.
For some of the most demanding, most cutting-edge tech out there, they're the ones designing, manufacturing the intricate bits, the systems.
Powering what exactly?
Well, everything from huge cloud computing networks, advanced aerospace systems, AI infrastructure, of course, and sophisticated healthcare devices.
So you're saying they're kind of like the ultimate tech stagehands?
Huh, yeah.
The folks making sure the lights don't fall on Beyonce, but, for the hyperscalers and the aerospace giants.
That's it, precisely that.
Yeah.
They make it possible for the big players to do their thing.
Yeah.
They specialize in sectors like high-performance computing, AI infrastructure, aerospace and defense, health tech, and also sustainable industrial systems.
Wow. Okay.
But what really stands out, I think, is that they don't just build things. They build very hard things.
Right.
And they do it with this level of precision, on time, within budget,
Right.
which, is absolutely critical for customers. We're talking Pentagon generals on one side, cloud architects on the other.
Okay. That makes sense. And looking at the recent performance, I mean, Celestica hasn't exactly been quiet in the market.
No, definitely not.
Shares soared over 100% in 2023. And then they kept outpacing the market again, double-digit returns in 2024. Now, most investors might see a run like that and think, okay, right, the easy money's been paid, time to look somewhere else.
And that's the interesting part. Contrary to that assumption, it feels like it's actually just getting interesting now.
Really? How so?
Well, take their Q2 2024 earnings. They crushed estimates, basically.
Okay.
Revenue was up, margins were improving, their backlog was growing.
Yeah.
This doesn't really look like a company that's peaking. It feels more like one that's, accelerating.
That raises a big question then. Why? Why is this momentum still building now?
A huge part of it connects directly to the massive shift we're seeing towards AI.
Right, the AI boom.
Exactly. Everyone's talking about the LLMs, the chips from NVIDIA and others, the training clusters.
Sure.
But all that amazing software, all that silicon, it relies on physical stuff, actual infrastructure.
You can't just wish it into existence.
Precisely. You can't just prompt an AI model without the racks, the power, the cooling, the custom integration needed to house those incredibly powerful chips.
Okay, so if companies like NVIDIA are selling, the engine, what part is Celestica building? What makes the AI deployments actually happen?
Celestica is providing that crucial hardware infrastructure. Think rack servers, storage modules, advanced thermal management systems.
The stuff that holds it all together and keeps it cool.
Exactly. It lets you deploy AI at scale. They're essentially the picks and shovels playing this whole AI gold rush.
Okay, I like that analogy.
So while some firms are focused on the really visible AI chips, Celestica is building the specialized, complex homes for them.
Gotcha.
And what's really impressive, that AI server business is growing at like triple digits year over year.
Wow.
And crucially, they're doing it profitably. That's a key differentiator in this kind of high-growth area.
That makes their role in AI incredibly clear. Okay, so beyond AI, what are some of Celestica's other strategic advantages? You mentioned defense, healthcare, and this supply chain wizardry.
Absolutely. Let's take defense first. Their presence there is pretty significant.
Okay.
Celestica is a Tier 1 supplier for defense electronics.
Yeah.
And with the whole geopolitical climate being, well, let's say dynamic.
Yeah, dynamic is one word for it.
Right. Global defense spending is really climbing. You see NATO countries boosting budgets. Celestica is directly benefiting from that need for more sophisticated electronics.
And in healthcare, it sounded like they do more than just basic manufacturing there, too. Can you maybe shed some light on their role in things like robotic surgery or diagnostic imaging, and why is their health tech approach working so well?
Yeah, their health tech segment is genuinely impressive. They partner directly with the medical OEMs, the big device makers,
Okay.
and they provide the complex electronic and mechanical systems for everything from, say, advanced MRI machines to the platforms used in robotic surgery.
Critical stuff.
Very critical. And that segment is lean, it's highly profitable, and it's growing steadily. They're providing components for devices that are, literally saving lives and improving outcomes.
That's quite a diverse range.
Yeah.
But let's connect this back to competition. You mentioned their supply chain wizardry. What did that actually look like during the pandemic when, everything was chaos?
That's a crucial competitive mode for them. So during the pandemic, global supply chains were just a mess.
Total nightmare.
Right. Many tech companies faced huge disruptions.
Yeah.
But Celestica, somehow, they managed not just to keep operations running, but they actually gained market share.
How? That wasn't just luck, surely.
No, definitely not luck. It comes down to a few things. Their global manufacturing scale, deep vertical integration, meaning they control more of the production steps themselves,
Right.
end-to-end supply chain visibility, and honestly, a deeply ingrained culture of operational excellence. It's almost an obsession for them, efficiency and reliability.
So while others were scrambling for chips and parts, Celestica was often shipping ahead of schedule.
In many cases, yes.
It sounds like their ability to just not screw up, basically, in a
Right.
world that felt like just in panic mode.
Yeah.
That's made them pretty irreplaceable to their customers. Stability is sexy, apparently.
It certainly is. And, despite all this strength, all this growth, it's worth looking at their valuation.
Okay, yeah. What's the picture there?
Even after that big run-up, Celestica still trades at around, say, 14 to 15 times forward earnings.
That doesn't sound crazy expensive.
No, it's quite reasonable, especially when you compare it to, like, an NVIDIA at 35, 40 times forward earnings, or even some of their direct hardware peers like Flex or Jabil.
So with Celestica, it sounds like you're not really buying into pure hype.
Not at all.
You're investing in a company that's like a consistent cash generator with strong double-digit revenue growth, margins getting better, big exposure to these huge trends like AI and defense.
Yep.
And they have the free cash flow to fund buybacks and maybe some M&A too.
Precisely. And you really have to give credit to the leadership here. The CEO, Rob Mionis, has just been executing exceptionally well.
What has he done specifically?
Well, under him, the company strategically got out of lower margin businesses, really sharpened the focus onto these high-value verticals we've talked about,
Okay.
improved discipline around working capital, sped up smart strategic investments, and consistently returned capital to shareholders.
That really paints a picture of, understated value. What's the best analogy you can think of for a company performing this well so quietly without all the usual fanfare?
I kind of think of it like a brilliant supporting actor.
Oh.
Yeah, the one who quietly racks up Oscar after Oscar, just delivers consistently superb performances year after year.
While the big blockbuster franchises get all the attention.
Exactly. It's sort of understated genius at work.
Okay, I like that. Now, of course, no investment is completely bulletproof. What are some of the key risks you see for Celestica?
Yeah, it's vital to acknowledge those.
Yeah.
Celestica does have some customer concentration. A few large clients make up a big chunk of their revenue.
Okay, standard risk for suppliers.
Pretty standard, yeah. They also have cyclical exposure. So industrial aerospace clients might delay orders if the economy slows down.
Makes sense.
Geopolitical risk is definitely a factor, too, given their global footprint, including China, and their defense work. And, of course, there's always execution risk. Scaling up complex AI infrastructure, keeping those margins healthy, it isn't easy.
But the crucial point here, maybe, is that these aren't like new, sudden existential threats.
No, not at all.
These are known risks. They're managed. They're kind of baked into Celestica's DNA, their model.
Exactly. This isn't some story stock riding on vibes. It's a company with proven operational chops.
Okay. So with those risks kind of understood and managed, what could potentially light a fire under the stock? What catalysts could drive further growth?
Well, there's several possibilities. Accelerating AI infrastructure orders from the hyperscalers, the big cloud guys, that would certainly boost revenue even more.
Definitely.
New contract wins in defense, especially with global military spending ticking up, that seems like a strong possibility. They also have the financial strength and the discipline for, smart bolt-on acquisitions, little deals to expand capabilities or market reach, and, maybe an eventual index inclusion. Getting added to the NASDAQ 100 or the S&P 500 could bring in a lot of passive money.
Yeah, the index pumped.
Yeah. And lastly, management's been steadily buying back shares, and they have room to do more, which is usually a positive signal for shareholders.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up the core idea, Celestica stands out really precisely because it doesn't try to stand out so much.
Right.
It just works. It just delivers. It just wins. And frankly, most investors still haven't fully caught on. It doesn't make splashy headlines. It just makes money consistently.
And if you're the kind of investor who values, real growth, actual profits, sensible valuations, these powerful emerging tailwinds, and you appreciate companies doing the hard, often unseen work brilliantly, then yeah, Celestica feels like it still has a lot more to offer. Might not be the absolute flashiest stock in your portfolio, perhaps.
Probably not.
But it could end up being one of the smartest. Truly being well-informed sometimes means looking past the obvious headlines, identifying those foundational sort of backbone companies that quietly enable the biggest trends, instead of just focusing on the stars of the show. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it, what other stagehands are out there, quietly birding their own empires?